Alright you guys, so before I start this video, I just want to tell you guys about my new Instagram page I just started. It's called Driving Purity, @DrivingPurity. I'll put it right there. It's just, I want to start a little bit of community, you know, it's more about the driving experience of cars. So it's called Driving Purity. You know, we're all trying to achieve driving purity, get the best driving experience we can with our cars. So if you guys got pictures of your car that way you want me to repost on there, go ahead and send them to drivingpurity@gmail.com or use the hashtag DrivingPurity. I'm going to be reposting everyone's pictures with cool car pictures they put up, and then I'll be featuring just random pictures of cars I've taken from meets and stuff like that, posting pictures of my car. I just want to start a little community, so go ahead and follow that. Now today's topic is just going to be about why I decided to buy a Mazda Miata, because a lot of people always question that, like, why would you buy a Miata? When I was from the Civic game, you know, I was in that Honda game. had my Honda for like a year, and then I just randomly switched to, you know, Mazda, got a Miata. And one thing I'd have to say before, like, I just wanted something different, you know, because sometimes we get stuck in like a certain car manufacturer being like too loyal to one, and like that's the only car you'll buy, blah 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 blah. And sometimes I think you get stuck and like there's a lot more to experience. There's plenty of car manufacturers out there, and I just wanted to experience something different, kind of see what everyone else was talking about. And the main factors of the Miata: rear wheel drive and cheap. Those are like the two biggest factors that caused me to buy the Miata. Because, you know, front wheel drive, a Civic's fun, you know, you could drag races and stuff, or not drag race, I mean autocross pretty much. But the Miata, once you get that rear wheel drive, you know, you could do donuts, you could do burnouts that aren't front wheel drive garbage, just kidding, but you do burnouts, you could do drifting, skids, you know, just opens up a lot more, you know, drag potential is a lot better. Although there are some fast Civics, obviously, but you know, just the rear wheel drive potential is just so much more. There's many more options to me, and it's a lot more fun of a car, I think, having those rear wheel drives. You know, you can't have more fun than donuts in the rain and stuff like that. But also the cheap, you know, it's about the same price of a Civic, maybe a little bit more. Civics are kind of getting up there in price too, because everyone wants them. But I paid a little bit more for this Miata than I would a Civic, about $500 more, but you know, that's not too much. But like in the under $5,000 price range, I think this is the best car you could buy, the most fun, and the most, you know, affordable, cheap, like I said. Another big factor to buying the Miata was the community. You know, I saw everyone posting, I was on like the Miata Reddits and stuff before I bought one, and it seemed like a real sense of community compared to the Honda one. I'm not sure, just everyone seemed like tight-knit, and like every time you see a Miata, you wave at one, they typically wave back. Some of the older people don't, if they don't really get the whole Miata gang thing, you know. But in the Civic community, you don't always get that, I feel like, which wasn't, you know, the best thing in the world, but there was obviously a large amount of people into Civics. But just the Miata community, it's really like tight-knit, and everyone's like cool. I've met a ton of people just randomly. Like the other day I was at the Taco Bell drive-thru, and like I pulled out of the drive-thru and I saw another Miata, and I was looking at it, and he saw me looking at it going by slowly, and then he like stood up in Taco Bell, and his girlfriend stood up, and they were both waving at me, and I waved back at them, and it was a clean Mariner blue one, and that was just super sick. Just little things like that. The Miata community is really awesome, and I really do like it. Another good factor about the Miata is the overall just selection of parts. You know, there's plenty of aftermarket companies like 949 Racing, just a bunch of companies like that, you know, Racing Beat, they all make stuff for this. Plenty of aftermarket parts, pretty cheap. Maybe a little bit more than the Civic, maybe a little bit less selection than the Civic, but it still does have a ton of aftermarket support when you compare it to some other cars like that would be around this price range and older. I think it has like one of the best selection of aftermarket parts, best selection of not selection, but availability of like guides online on how to do stuff. There's plenty of information about the car because there's so many of them. There's so many of them that are made, so many people have them, so many people modify them and race them, that they're just like a wealth of information, and everything you need to know about them, someone's probably already done, which I really like that, because me being like a beginner mechanic, not even a mechanic, but just a do-it-yourself kind of mechanic, I try to learn things by myself. It's really easy for me. There's plenty of guides, plenty of people have been in situations I've been in before with problems with the car and stuff, and they're willing to help you, which, you know, going back to the community, really good that they're willing to help you. Another good factor about the Miata would have to be the reliability. For a sports car, I don't know, some people get triggered by the fact if you call it a sports car. It technically is. I really don't care for the whole defining words thing. But for a sports car, it's pretty reliable. You know, it's just a 1.6 liter or 1.8 liter if you get the 94 to 97 model. It's a 1.8 liter. Just a 4-cylinder. Really reliable for being, you know, a sports car, like I said. you could beat on it a lot and it'll still be reliable. I'd say probably not as reliable as like my Civic overall or other people's Civics overall, but like for the trade-offs for like a fun car and reliable, I think it's like one of the best you can get. I haven't had too many problems with this car, being it's a 91, 25 years old. So reliability is definitely pretty good. Like I said, if you're a beginner mechanic and whatnot, this is a really good car to start, the wealth of information and stuff. So that is good. So another thing, I just think the charm of the car, I guess, is cool. I like the, the classic pop-up headlights. I like the body lines, especially with the hardtop. I don't really like the soft top too much. I think it kind of ruins the look of the car. I really like the hardtop. If you're going to buy one, I'd say get a hardtop. I know they're super expensive, so not everyone can have one. But if you have the opportunity to get one, I would definitely go for it. I love it. Makes the car look so much better to me. But I really do like the styling of this car. The pop-up headlights make it kind of funny. You can like pop them up and down, just wink at people and stuff. It's pretty funny. And I just like the overall look of the car, especially this British Racing green model. I love the green on this car. I didn't think I'd be able to find one for my price range, but I did end up finding one that was affordable. And I really do enjoy the fact that it's like a special edition. I think it's cool. But yeah, I just think Miatas have this charm, like some people like them, some people don't. I understand that. But I personally like them, and if you like them, I think you should get one. Really awesome cars. Like I said before, cheap, reliable, not as reliable as like a Honda probably, but cheap, reliable, and rear-wheel drive. This is like the trio of what you need in your first car. I think it's like a really good first car. I would definitely buy one, this or a Civic pretty much, but that's why I bought this one. The rear-wheel drive factor is big for this price range. Having rear-wheel drive is really sick. Opens up a lot of options. Like I said before, you can do some donuts, you do some little drifting and stuff, and I think that is just definitely worth it. And so if you guys have the opportunity to get a Miata and you're looking to get a Miata, I say go for it. I just took the jump and went for it, and I've really liked this car so far for the year I've had it. But yeah, I just want to make a quick little video talking about why I bought a Miata personally. I know a lot of people are looking into getting ones, and I know I talk about this stuff on my channel a lot, but I want to make one video talking about it. But if you guys want me to go more into depth about my Civic later on, I can do that in another video comparing it to this car. Just let me know in the comments if you guys like this video, and thank you guys for watching.